KRANKY Live Sports Talk, where passion meets action.
Hey sports fans, I am KRANKY, and this is the KRANKY Live Sports Talk, the podcast where we dive deep into the hottest topics, the biggest games, and the most controversial moments in sports.
Whether it's football, basketball, track and field, cricket, or soccer, we've got you covered with expert analysis, insider interviews, and unfiltered opinions.
Join me as I chat with the biggest names in sports, get exclusive insights and stories you won't hear anywhere else.
KRANKY Live Sports Talk is where you can hear the real talk, the hard-hitting questions, and the hottest takes.
So, if you're a true sports fanatic, you don't want to miss out? Subscribe now to the KRANKY Live Sports Talk on YouTube and hit that bell icon to never miss an episode.
KRANKY Live Sports Talk, where sports come alive. Subscribe today.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm not sure if I'm not even hearing myself that well. Let me know if you can hear me out there in YouTube land. Bless up, Eagle Republic. Bless up, Job Bless. Thanks for joining. Can you guys hear me? I'm not getting any good sound here. Not sure what's happening. Testing, testing. Oh, that's better. That's better. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Everybody good? The usual routine. Let me mess up myself as usual. I actually wasn't planning to do a show today, Today is a urge strong. I don't count them anymore because when them get to a certain hour, I just leave them alone, right? But I got the reason why I decided to do the show is because I was listening to, I think it was Hits 92 FM in Jamaica, and then I saw some YouTube thumbnail, and I heard some comments being made about certain things, and I thought I gotta put in my 2 cents too, because I wasn't happy with the comments. I wasn't happy with some of what I heard on Maverick's program. I wasn't happy with some of the dialogue I heard. So I said, I have to be part of that conversation. Jamaica is no away team. Yeah. I didn't listen to Maverick's comment on that actually, but I'll get to that. But I want to touch upon a few things before I go into this, because this may not be a very happy conversation today. So I'm gonna get into some other things first before I do that. Something that people have been sending to me. So I just got this afternoon a YouTube clip that I think it was Stephen A. Smith talking about Obama's comments. Yeah, I'm streaming to both actually, Brenda. I'm going to start streaming to both. So I'm going to be doing combination of sports and other events on both channels for the time being anyway, to build up balanced view, and then probably just do individually. So since I have it open, I just decided to just click on it and send it there too. I'm back. I got a lot of views on it the other day, but nobody subscribed. So interesting. Bless up, Brian. Bless up, Brando. Eco Reach, Real Madrid. Paul. Bless up. Thanks for joining. Jason Guna. Bless up. Thanks for joining. So the first comment I have is about Obama's comment, where he talk about, and I was going to play it. I decided not to play it because it's about 50 minutes long, but I could play the first minute. You know what? I should play what Obama said first, and then I'm going to comment on it. Can you guys hear this?
I have to get started with some politics because I've had something on my mind that I've been holding in for the last few days or so, and I'm not going to hold it in anymore.
Bless up, float management.
And specifically the presidential election, which is just over 2 weeks away. National polls show former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris essentially in a dead heat heading towards November 5th. Both campaigns were on the trail over the last week or so, including this weekend, including some of their surrogates as well. And for Kamala Harris, that would include former President Barack Obama, who hit the trail stomping for Democrats. The former president made headlines this weekend, actually a few days before this weekend as well, speaking to a forum of Black men in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Obama spoke directly to all men who may be considering not voting or voting for Donald Trump in this election cycle. Before I go any further, I want you to hear exactly what this man had to say.
Because part of it makes me think, I'm speaking to men directly. Part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's not strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable.
Respectfully,
So
President Obama.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I want to hear what Stephen has to say. That's his opinion. He's entitled to it. What do you guys think? You guys agree with that, or you guys think he's totally way off base? Actually, because I heard a lot of brouhaha around it, both in the across the media spectrum. Actually, bless up Owen Owen. Thanks for joining. I heard a lot of comments about that comment. Do you guys agree with him? And I don't think he was saying all black men. He was saying, do black men have a concern about Kamala in terms of her gender? And then he asked the question, which is, how can you vote for somebody who doesn't like you, frankly? That's how I put it. No, and on my platform, you can talk with one talk with Owen. Ain't no reggae boys. Not talk with one talk about me. I get to the reggae boys. There's a reason. You see, I had that toxic thing in my head thumbnail. There's a reason. I'm gonna get to the toxic reggae fans thumbnail and some Honduras thing first. But no, the point I'm trying to make on this is that I heard all this. I didn't really listen to all of this, and I hear all this backlash. I don't see anything wrong with the comment. Now, I don't think you were saying every black man and why they may not want to vote for her. And I think he was saying it with a bunch of black people, but somebody in there probably decided to leak the video. Some of our people are. They ain't got no allegiance to nobody but themselves. But I think what he was also saying is, how can you vote for somebody who historically doesn't like your race? Who historically his father was part of the Ku Klux Klan, it's been alleged. Who historically took a full-page ad in the New York Times for the Central Park Five, who were found innocent subsequently and want them to be lynched. Who historically, him and his family found to have housing discrimination against black people. How are you going to vote for somebody who not like you? Like, are we drunk? So he said what he said. And Steve Nagel go on his pulpit because he likes to get the Caucasian acclamation and the Caucasian, he likes when Caucasians justify his existence. I'm calling him out. I'm not a big Obama fan. I think he was a useless president. I think Obama was a useless president. Said it a number of times. I don't think he did anything for anybody, basically. Speaks well, talks well, very smart. He didn't endorse Kamala until everybody else did, right? He endorsed her way after everybody else did. Now, this is not a political forum, political channel, but I didn't talk about certain things, which is just not sports. So, but I think what Stephen A is going on about is a joke. Get over it, Stephen A. Move on. You ain't a politician. I know you probably have interest in politics, but get over it. He said what he said. You don't like it? Tough. Move on. I also was watching the Integrity Commission report they tabled to the Oversight Committee in the Parliament in Jamaica. He goes over and says, KRANKY had men at my family told me that they could not vote for any woman. Yeah, I know. He's saying something which is hidden and they don't want to say, but they want to lose their mind because he said it. Get over yourself. Women are better running this world than men do. Men are toxic when it comes around the world. They're the ones drop nuclear bomb. They're the ones want to blow up each other. At least women will try to work it out. I don't see no woman dropping a nuclear bomb on nobody and trying to just be ridiculous. Not saying women don't make mistakes. Not saying women, but men are more toxic than women when it comes to being aggressive and want to create war and not peace. It's not debatable. If women were running every country in the world, I'm sure we'd have much more peace than we have today. So yeah, I don't want to hear what Sydney have to say. Just thought I'd play because someone said it to me, and I found it interesting that I heard Martin, he used to be at CNN, Steve, all them black men losing their minds. Please get over yourself. Brian is saying, a friend of mine had a discussion a few weeks ago before Obama's comments. I agree with him. It makes no sense why some black men would vote for Trump, especially when they had. Yeah, it's we're sick. It's like we have the Clarence Thomas syndrome. Sick. Trump better for the economy, Cranky. Poe said it too. Because you and all them poor people don't know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about. You guys don't understand the economy and how it works. That's why you guys keep saying that. He ain't better for no economy. He's better for cutting taxes for corporations who then can line their pockets with money. That's what he does. He's better for making sure that private equity pay 20% tax on the normal traditional business. What he's good about. Better for the economy, really. How is he better for the economy? Obama gave him an economy that was functioning. COVID, we didn't say Trump crashed the economy. COVID crashed the economy. Why don't you guys talk about that? And I don't think Obama was that great a president. Yeah, Stephen A. can be an ass. He acts like an ass a lot of times. And he thinks like he has a platform he's God gave to the world. Get over yourself, Stephen A. We don't want to hear your political views. Shut up and dribble. Integrity. People gonna say that about me too. Like, Cranky, you think you know everything about everything. So I can understand that view. The Integrity Commission. I was listening to the Integrity Commission today, and Panton, who is the chair of the Integrity Commission, speaking to the Oversight Committee in the Jamaica Parliament. I'm gonna have a follow-up discussion on that. I thought it was a really interesting discussion. But one thing I took away from it, bless up Drew Ross, was that Panton expressed the concern that there were members of Parliament who were sending out information via their WhatsApp, basically to the general public, about the commission themselves, each of the member of the commission. And he basically, I'm going to say what I infer what he's thinking, which is this. You're sending our information out. You're trying to get us hurt, injured, or killed, frankly. He's basically saying it's irresponsible for members of Parliament. And he said nobody in Parliament called this out. And here's what's fun. And he basically says people challenging integrity, they're not political, right? And he basically also read where the Prime Minister praised them in 2020 and 2022 about how great they are, greater job they're doing. But as soon as they call him out, they're the worst things in sliced bread. Ain't that funny? You praise the commission about the integrity and the work they do and how great they are. And as soon as they say, you know what, we need to look into your finances, all of a sudden they're the worst things in sliced bread. Maybe you are the problem. And then last but not least, I was reading something. I was reading where the Canadian government has expelled a number of diplomats from India who worked to assassinate a Sikh in Canada who was of Indian descent. I was Indian actually that moved to Canada. And it reminded me of a few years ago where Khashoggi got killed by Saudi Arabia. And people, these are just the ones we know. And then Russia does that for breakfast, actually, and lunch and dinner and tea. And it made me think, people, that these are things that we hear out in the general public. Can you imagine, people, what goes on behind closed doors? How states assassinate their citizens or assassinate other people? I mean, Israel does it for fun, actually. We know this. Right? Always assassinate somebody, but if someone's trying to assassinate one of their people, they lose their minds. How dare you even think about this? We can kill you, but you can't kill us. But it's I thought I would talk about those topics because they bug me, actually. People, hit the like button, hit the like button. So Kyle said the U.S. economy has consistently performed better under a Democratic administration. Those COVID checks were passed from a Democratic Congress. Trump did what he does best to take credit for it. Yeah. People think Trump is a smart businessman. No, he's not. Go look at his history. Man go bankrupt like 3 or 4 times. He ain't great. And X-Ray said, Cranky, live question. What's the top 5 issues you think the U.S. government need to fix right now that would benefit everyone in America? Wow. That's a very broad question. The top 5 things. Well, look, the economy needs to improve, right? I think the government has come up with the infrastructure bill, which, as you can see, there's a lot of activity happening across different states, which is helping. Rates need to come down more to generate economic activity. Businesses tend to climb up when rates are high, frankly. So I think that's very important. They need to fix the immigration issue, actually, even though people don't realize that immigrants on a net basis are positive for most countries. And the countries which don't have immigrants, think about Japan, for example, some of those countries, they struggle. They don't have diversity of thought. They don't produce. They're not reproducing people. So therefore, when people get old, there's nobody to take up the slack. Look at China, who's going to struggle 10 years from now because they got rid of all their female kids when they had a one-child policy, and now they're struggling, right? We need to fix the gun issue also. People need to feel safe when they are. And the gun issue is not an America alone issue. It's a Caribbean issue. It's a Central American issue, South America issue. American guns are killing people in this region at an astronomical rate. Look at Jamaica, 50 plus people get murdered per 100,000 capita. Trinidad said, Jamaica, you're running too fast. I need to catch up to you. They went from like teens to 20s. Now they're in their 30s. We see some of the smaller country islands. It's the same thing. So the gun system needs to fix. And they have to figure out what to do with climate change and oil. Are we going to depend on oil and destroy the planet, as we're seeing now? Or are we going to transition to a different source of energy to allow us to do better, right? The stock market is doing well, which means that people on Wall Street who know a lot about the economy are optimistic about the economy. But I think when people have money in their pocket, they feel much better. When you have money in your pocket, you feel much better. And yeah, the life expectancy has dropped somewhat. I think COVID affected that significantly, but life expectancy has gone down somewhat, actually. I'm trying to figure out why people are acting as if Trump is new to Washington. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Eagle. It's amazing how that works, Eagle. Biden has done much more than Trump, and Biden's done much more than Obama too, actually. Biden has done a lot. If you look at some of these in the Inflation Act, a lot of things that he had done, trying to figure student loan, Infrastructure Act, that the Republicans didn't want it, they get it. He's done a lot, actually, which people don't seem to realize, and trying to do more. And he's only in there for 4 years. And he with a Republican House and a very evenly divided Senate. So it's hard to pass anything meaningful. We also need to fix the Supreme Court. It's broken. It's corrupt. Supreme Court is broken. For the country which says it's number one in the world, which have a court system, which is a Supreme Court system, which have no checks and balances. They are probably the most powerful people in the land, apart from Rupert Murdoch. Because Murdoch controlled the conservative side of the house, and Murdoch is a racist too. So yeah. Anyway, let me get to sports since I had my little fill on this politics and what's happening. So my Knicks are playing tonight. So I'm not going past 7:30 tonight. I want to watch them play. We'll play Boston for real next week, Tuesday. So the reason why I decided to do this tonight, because I said today's my Earth Strong, and I didn't plan to come on, is that I want to show you guys something for the game yesterday. So let me pull this up. Hey, people in Jamaica, I don't know who's so toxic. I'm show you something. It's what happened at the stadium yesterday, people. Somebody just said this to me, so I'll play it. Make it myself in trouble. Play it. I'm not game. I'll play it. This was at the stadium yesterday. So people, that's not a good look, people. That's not a good look. That's people go to the game. The game was not good either. You need to enjoy yourself. Why people don't go back to the stadium? Eh? Why they want to go back to the stadium if they can go there and come out and carry a mash up, glass broke, probably steal whatever they have in there. Bless up Anthony, Vinci. Thanks for joining. Why would anybody want to go back to the stadium if it's like that? It's not a good look, people. And by the way, the crowd looked good yesterday. The crowd looked good yesterday. I'll say that. The crowd did look good, I must admit. I don't know what my balanced view is coming up. I think I went to the wrong the wrong system to do the show, but anyway, it is what it is. So that was not a good look yesterday, people. That was not a good look after the game. Now, for the game itself, bless up Brian. For the game itself, what was interesting is that, look, you would think we lost the game by like 10-0. And yours truly is to also account for that, because it wasn't a good performance as far as I'm concerned. Bless up J. Ross. It wasn't a good performance. We drew the game. We didn't lose the game, but bless up Christmas, but it just wasn't a good performance. Now, a lot of people are getting beaten. So I was listening to, I saw somebody have a thumbnail which says Holgate should give back his passport and we shouldn't pursue English-born players anymore. It's basically what the person said. And there are a lot of people who think that way. You heard Stuart from Abbeview talking about we should bring in Kaheem Dixon and Walker and whatever. I think if you're in England and you have Jamaican parentage, you should consider whether or not you want to play for Jamaica. Let me say that again. If you're born in England, of Jamaican parentage, and you're good enough to play, you should consider whether you play for Jamaica or not. There are a lot of toxic people out there. And a lot of them are very senior people in the Jamaica environment. Toxic. They don't want you. Now, one could say, well, the players trying to play in the World Cup, that's what they're using Jamaica. Well, Jamaica, what do you think Jamaica do? Jamaica try to get World Cup money. They might use them too. So maybe people are using each other. Any way you want to put it. But the toxicity is beyond belief, actually. We shouldn't go recruit any more English-born players as if they're not citizens. So those of you who live in a foreign country who are making some of these comments, so if you're a citizen of the country, they should put you as a second-class citizen. That's what they should do. Is that how it should work? Because some of you making these comments live in foreign countries, you know. So maybe they should, if you're a citizen of the country, maybe they should just deny you your citizenship rights. Because when somebody becomes a citizen of Jamaica, they have rights and privileges of Jamaica. Except if they're a junior football player, then they're subject to a quota system. Yeah, and this was Holgate's first game, right? This was his first game. If you ever play the first game for a team, these things happen sometimes. He didn't have a good game yesterday. I know he lives in the diaspora. I know he lives in the diaspora. I know he does, but he's getting more and more toxic every day. His toxicity is getting over the top now. I don't talk about YouTubers, but this person is getting out of control. He actually is. I heard him just beating a lot of people. He needs to stop. He needs to stop. Him call up me name the other day. I never blast him. I just low him. I don't want to get down on YouTube work. I think this is supposed to be we're supposed to be professionals in this environment. We need to act like adults. Stop acting like a 5-year-old. You know, it's not worth it. I know they live in the diaspora, but I'm gonna get to the people who live in Jamaica. Don't jump and say diaspora. The person is not. You may live in diaspora doesn't mean you support the diaspora. You know, you could live in diaspora, but doesn't mean you support the diaspora. So when I was in this morning to Maverick's program, and Maverick, you own some of this Maverick. You have some of the same. You have some of the same narrative Maverick. You own some of this. I called him to his program once. He was very sociable, so I can't say nothing. But people are calling in and saying, I heard somebody text me said they were booing Palmer, for example, right? And players get booed sometime, but is that okay? Not that player played terrible. I didn't hear they booed McGee. McGee didn't play well yesterday, people. This is not about McGee, but I hear people say, well, McGee didn't play well because they didn't pass the ball to him. I heard that it's 92 this morning. Play with him, pass the ball to him. They don't give McGee the ball. They don't give McGee this. They don't give McGee that. They should put on Cephas earlier. They should have put on Dixon earlier. First of all, when Cephas came on, I would have took him off the right minute afterwards. As the game progressed, he played better. I think he had 3 or 5 successful dribble. But Cephas was playing like he had blinkers on. We talked about that in the program, right? He played like he had blinkers on for when he just came on the first 15, 20 minutes. And after that, he played better. He was taking on his man, which Gray wasn't doing, which is fair. I'm an equal opportunist. I believe you critique players based on their performance. They get their flowers, like Blake always seemed to play well, so they get his flowers. And if you don't play well, you got to get criticism. But don't just, the local players, you don't want to criticize them. Oh, Lambert should play. Play away. We see Lambert play. There's a reason why players are at a certain level, people. Nobody's making them up. There's a reason why they're at a certain level. And this is not to beat players, but you guys are not fair. You guys, especially the one in Jamaica. I know some people in the diaspora are like that, but especially the people in Jamaica with their biased nature, including Maverick, by the way, they're biased. And I talk about Jamaica. You know what? We've seen the All Jamaica team playing. I went and see them at the Meadowlands playing against Guatemala. I saw them play 2 games against Trinidad, which probably discouraged Omar Hutchinson for the comeback. Omar saying, no, I'm not come back. When I say Omar Hutchinson was good, he didn't play well in those 2 games. And he didn't play well in the EPL. He played well against Man City. But he can't play on grass field. He can't play upon horse field. And he can't play when people run him, can't pass the ball game. So when you guys are beating people about certain things, you gotta beat people, but beat people fairly. This Holgate deserves some beating. Yeah, but also we gotta consider it's his first game. Does McGee deserve some beating? Not really. He had one good game, one bad game. He evened out. He didn't play well. He says, why, KRANKY, why people call for Lambert Anglins? You're going to make a CDM and have a natural CDM anyway. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Chris, I would love all the players from England don't come for the next game so they can only. I would love that too. I think that should happen. An England player and a boycott the next game. England-born players boycott the next game. Boycott the next game. Tell me that they find them too toxic and they can't deal with them. The people like Stewart in Jamaica, the Paul Youngs of the world, all them people there, them too toxic. Don't deal with them. And a boycott the next game. Me not no problem boycott the next game. Let's see how great the local developed players are. Some local players are great, like Blake. They perform. Some local players are just not at the level that we need them at. It's a fact. Nobody not fight local players. Nobody not fight local players. What people want is the best team on the field. I was so disappointed to hear when I was listening to the program. I was going to call in and say, you know what? First of all, when you call in, you take long for reach Maverick, and secondly, you just lose interest when you just hear the lack of objectivity in the conversations. There were so many excuses made for McGee yesterday. It's ridiculous. First of all, people, McGee should be known to play at that field better than anybody else who play on that field apart from, say, the locally born players. Right? McGee should play there, I'm sure as a schoolboy, play enough field. The English player not used to them horse field. They're not used to the horse field, ball a bump up. Did we play well as a team? No. The stats are awful. The only stats that's good is the possession stats. The rest of the stats were awful. We didn't play well. But, and we got to play better. And the coach said it before the game. We're miles off where we need to be. Yeah, I mean, it's the people who live in Jamaica. Most of my people live in Jamaica. There are some diaspora, like the toxic boss, who keep dropping these thumbnails and saying these crap and calling people out for no reason. Because I'm not talking about no YouTube right now, but I'm toxic, I'm not talking about you. Sorry. You beg me for call you out. But at the end of the day, I don't, yeah, I mean, but this way, let's go hang out in the same. Yeah, I mean, we have seen the local players, people. And some of them are good, but some are not at the right level. Yeah, J. Ross, we paint everybody the same as but the people me here, J. Ross, I heard the Hits 97 call this morning, and it was a theme. McGee wasn't getting the ball. This person want to pass the ball to McGee. That person want to pass the ball to McGee. So you create divisiveness as the players look at McGee and want to give the ball. There were times in the game where I asked Holgate, why you pass the ball to Pinnock? I pass the ball to XYZ. Holgate, why you kicking the ball long like Low does? Right? Why you going long so you can get beaten like how Logan get beaten? That's the same thing happened. I have no idea, Rob Smith. I don't know what Mercer is working on. Maybe because he played in the PL. I don't know. I don't know, J. Ross. Yeah, ask the coach that. You guys should ask the coach that question. That's a fair question to ask the coach. Right? That's a fair question to ask the coach. I have no problem asking the coach difficult question. You hear me say that all the time. How does he select his team? But as he said, he doesn't know the players, but he probably knows Holgate. So X said, KRANKY, I saw a person come in yesterday. I was saying McGee and other players need good pitcher to play on. I was wondering. I did say that yesterday too, X. That's a fair point. But look, England doesn't have bad pitches, people. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You go across the entire England, whereas at the junior level, they don't have bad pitches. I've been to games for local Connolly games. I've been to the Emirates. I've been to different stadiums. They ain't got bad pitches. They just don't. Ball roll nice. Maybe because they don't have no sun, it's always wet. And the grass always like Laura. They might look with the sun just to grow the plant them. I wouldn't say the game was bigger than McGee. I don't think that's fair to McGee. The team didn't play well. The problem we had, you know what's the problem we had yesterday, people? That's where McGee and Palmer are supposed to shine yesterday. They're supposed to be the orchestrators to take the ball off the defense, but we weren't getting the ball past the first line of defense, right? The coach says we weren't doing well in the final third. It wasn't the final third. It was in the middle of the park. You go look at the stats. It wasn't the final third. We weren't getting to the final third. That was the problem. And then as Dixon come on, and look, I'm a Dixon advocate, right? Not being Dixon, but he took one good shot. And they're like, oh, Dixon should have come on early. Dixon should have done this. Dixon ain't even playing no professional football. Right? The coach is trying to change the narrative and trying to change how we operate to say, I'm going to play those who are actually playing games, right? People blame Bobby Reed. Bobby Reed not play. Bobby Reed the greatest things in sliced bread. Stop, people. Stop. No, like Bobby Reed didn't play, but even now players say because Bobby Reed wasn't there. We're not playing well as a team. We're not playing coordinated. Let me just say this. This is not yesterday's game. This has been going on for a while now. This has been going on since Gold Cup last year. I don't think you guys realize this. You go look when we play the better teams in Gold Cup. Yesterday, we didn't have possession because we dictated the game. We had possession because Honduras gave us possession. They out-coach our coach. Let me say that again. Their coach out-coach our coach. You know why I said that? All they did yesterday was drop 2 men just over the halfway line. Right? So Pinnock had 97 touches. Holgate had 80-something touches. And they say, you know what? Let's plug the middle. Let's cut off all the angles. Let's play zone and man when we need to. And let's see if you can get the ball past the first line of defense. We couldn't because they know our midfield doesn't have the creativity to create space. There ain't no Ravel in the midfield. All they did was sit back, give us possession, and say they're going to hit us on the break. And they should have scored more than one goal. Holgate gave away a sitter, which they didn't score, and then made another mistake. And then they had a couple balls over the top, which they should have scored. So we haven't, when we played the U.S., not in the first game, in the second game, when we played the U.S. with somebody said their third team, whatever, in CONCACAF, when we went to the next round, anytime we played the better teams, Honduras, Nicaragua is not in a good team. We played Nicaragua. The last 3 times we played Honduras, they should have beat us all 3 times. We have beaten Honduras like what, 6 or 7 times in a row? No, 6 times in a row. We drew the last game. I think it's like 6 wins and 2 draws, and then, but the matchup is even. I think it's 12 over whatever number of years. But they should have beaten us. They were better than us in those games. But we come up with a victory. We didn't lose. We're in the next round. But for us to progress, we got to play better. We need better players, mainly better midfielders. And we need some of the players like a Gray to step up. Now, the one thing I hear Maverick says, he said Gray's playing like Bailey. And it wasn't a compliment. I thought it was an interesting comment. And he's hard on Bailey. I would give him that much. He says things I don't like when it comes to foreign ball and players, but he's basically saying Gray's playing like Bailey. And you can't argue with that. Coming the same guy who's saying Holgate should rescind his pass, but was called for him to start versus Honduras. Yeah, we are fair with our fans. We are fair with our fans. Look, I'm not going to beat McGee. I like McGee as a player. I've seen him approach. I think he has ability. But he didn't show up yesterday at the office. But it wasn't him alone. The team didn't show up yesterday. The only player who played well was Blake. I don't want to bring Kadeem Dixon into this. He came in too late. He looked busy, really busy. But the only player to me who played really well yesterday was Blake, which seems to be a theme. When your goalkeeper is man of the match game after game after game, you're not doing well. Sorry. You're not doing well. If your goalkeeper is the man of the match game after game after game, something is wrong. I ain't blame the coach. Hey, J. Russ, I'm not blaming the coach. I blame the coach for not realizing the strategy that they're employing. But my question is, what could he have done to change that, right? So maybe what he could have done is, you know what? And by the way, yesterday, people, here's one thing I like the coach for. And I'm an advocate for this, and I'm not changing. Pinnock was okay. Because Pinnock didn't have to do too much. That's part of the problem, people. Our defense, hey, Holgate made no tackle in the game. I think Pinnock made about 2. We didn't get a chance to tackle because we had the ball. Look, let me pull this up. We had the ball. People, we had the ball. There was nothing. We had the ball yesterday. They gave us the ball. It's a techie. We don't want it. Techie. Say Jamaica. Techie. We don't want it. When do you see we have 61% possession against a team playing better than us? I have never seen this in football, people. Let's have coaches this. Let me know if you want to join. I have never seen this in football, people. I have never seen this in football. I've watching football for a long time. At least in them start keep stats. We had 61% possession, right? They had 39. This is hard, people. When you have 61% possession, that means you have what? 22% possession more than their team. You take 4 shots, them take 13 shots. Your keeper make 5 saves, including one at the last minute was a brilliant save. Them goalkeeper make 0. Them stats don't make no sense, people. You make 447 pass, they make 290. You know what this says? Ineffective possession. That's what it says. Ineffective possession. I don't understand. Seriously, I've never seen. You guys tell me if I'm way off on this. I have no ball possession is not over. Eagle Republic, ball possession is not overrated. What we did yesterday is overrated. But let me say something, people. Go look at most 90%, 90% of the time, the team with 61% would dominate a game and win that game. One thing you see this in football a lot of times would be Inter against Barcelona way back when, or the Tottenham team with Harry Kane and Son playing against Man City. And it wasn't because they didn't want the ball, because they couldn't get the ball. This thing here doesn't happen. This here and this here does not happen in football. It just doesn't. Which means my midfield, because most of the, like I said before, Holgate and Pinnock had what? 170-something touches between them. Well, the forward line probably somebody like 20-something. A lot of touches. Chris says, "Oh, people like Maggie dominate their teams that game." Look, I think sometimes we overhype certain players. I like Maggie as a player, but we overhype certain players. We overhype certain players, and it's showing. When it comes, people, here's where you differentiate yourself. When the competition steps up, where are you? When people are telling me I was so critical when we played Cuba, because I wasn't impressed, and people tell me how great we were against Cuba and how much pass we made, we just didn't score. I was like, it's nonsense. Cuba gave us the ball, just like Honduras gave us yesterday, except Honduras was just playing possum. Chris says, "KRANKY, Holgate is going to come. Good talent there. We saw him in the EPL over 100 games." Yeah, I think Holgate will come better. I don't know what it was yesterday with him. And maybe, Chris, you got to give Lowe some slack in, Chris, because the person, 2 people on the right side of the field, I'll get the ball long. Maybe, people, we got to look into these things, Is it that my right midfielder, my CDM, and my right back are not positioning themselves to get the ball? Because why would I get long if I have a simple pass? Maybe the left back, like a Lay or Amari Bell, is giving pin-up angles to get the ball. Maybe he's getting angles from Palmer. I don't know what it is. To me, Lati is not a CDM. Yeah, the pitch was awful, but Honduras played on the same pitch. Lati is not a CDM. Lati didn't have a bad game, though, by the way, people. At least stats-wise, never a bad game. Problem I have with Lati is you can't give him the ball under pressure. Him get bummy. I don't see how Jamaica can get bummy. You can't give him the ball under pressure. Corey said, I would rather use Holgate at number 6, knowing that Lati and Pinnock play more together. Yeah, no. I think Lowe is going to be the center half going forward. We don't have all the time. Hold on, Madrid. We don't have that time. We don't have that time. Hold on, Madrid. We don't have so much time. Some eagle. I thought about that. Didn't Pinnock make his debut in Austria? He was awful. Remember that guys put him on his butt and they scored. What's his name from the US? And I got beaten because I was saying that Pinnock didn't impress me. He didn't impress me that game, but it was one game. Okay, chorus. It was one game. I think the coach didn't adjust to what Honduras was doing. I thought they should have pulled the ball back somewhat, right? Because when you close, people, you got to think about this, all they did was they narrowed the field down. That's all Honduras did. So, right? So if I'm up the halfway line and you have the ball and I close in all this space with my 10 men, you don't have a lot of place to go with the ball. The field is not stretched. Yeah, Josh Sargent sat him down. Thanks, Ola Marie. Ola Madrid. The field is not stretched, so you don't have enough angles and space to get the ball in. And we're not good in tight spaces with the ball. McGee's the only person in the middle, even though Palmer's supposed to be doing this. But Palmer can do this. Palmer and McGee should be dropping their shoulder and going by people yesterday. But then again, you can't dribble on the carpet anyways. Ball gonna bounce up. Because I'm the Cephas a couple times. Ball just bounce up, but you're trying to dribble and just all over the place, right? Ball embarrass you, even though you may be doing something right. People, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Like button is not gonna give you an electric shock. Please hit it. So I don't understand that people whereby I don't understand all the toxic thing about the overseas born players. I know the numbers are increasing and people are getting concerned, but you got to produce better players in Jamaica. You got to produce local players, right? Produce players like Blake. Blake is an exceptional goalkeeper. I've been saying Blake is world class, and people give me a hard time about that. I'm not taking that say. I think Blake is as good as a goalkeeper that there's out there. And yesterday, people, let me just show you. You know what? I should pull up Blake's stats because I thought it was interesting. And I see Blake the other day against Nicaragua beat a man. I said, Blake not trip on himself, because that. I thought he was going to trip on himself and give it a go, try beat a man. But let me pull this up. Pull up Blake's stats, actually, because I thought it was interesting. What's this thing doing this? This thing here in the corner is giving me a hard time trying to get rid of it. Oh, here it is. So let me pull up Blake's stats, people, because I have always give Blake a hard time about it. So he played 90 minutes, 5 saves. The last one's a really good save. He had 47 touches. He had much more touches than his center forwards or his wingers. 1 save in the box, 2 long ball. Look at this, people. Only 97% passing accuracy. You know what that means? That means it's the coach is saying, we ain't playing no long ball. So don't blame the coach for what Holgate did. Okay, if Blake had 97% passing accuracy, means that he's passed the ball most of the time to his center backs, because Honduras was allowing us to. They weren't pressing. That means it was on Holgate what he was doing. And maybe Holgate didn't see the angles, because especially in the first half, I think Holgate settled down better in the second half, but first half, he was doing a low thing. Chris says, Holgate was at Everton, who was starting over him, or local born players can play. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Chris, how that works out. You have always given Blake a hard time. Huh? What are you talking about, Pressa? Pressa, what are you talking about? You have always given Blake a hard time. Why you have a question? I don't give Blake a hard time. Blake is getting better and better. Blake's shot stopping never been in question. Playing on for the back has never been his strength, but I think he's getting better. Because I think in today's football, most people are forced to try it. Doesn't mean look at Matt Turner, for example. He's awful with his feet. He went to England because the shot stopping ability didn't work for him. So yeah, if you're a goalkeeper nowadays, you got to learn to use your feet somewhat. But yeah, I don't know what Presser is talking about. Instead of giving Blake a hard time, what is he talking about? Man is drunk. Presser, you're too young to be drinking this time of the afternoon. I don't give Blake a hard time. To the contrary, I've been saying Blake is a world-class goalkeeper, not even just a MLS goalkeeper. I say he's a world-class goalkeeper. So how would I give him a hard time? So let's look at McGee's stats, because people are saying, I don't understand some of the comments. So this is McGee's stats. McGee played 60 minutes yesterday. He had 32 touches. He completed 74% of his passes, which is okay, not great. 0 of 2 crosses, 0 of 3 long balls, which is part of his strength, actually. 1 of 1 dribble attempts, 2 of 5 ground duels won, which is not terrible for him, given that he doesn't really play defense. He had 12 possession lost. You know what? So he lost possession 12 times out of 32. This number was much worse at halftime, you know. I think he had like 22 at halftime, and he lost the balls like 10 times or something. So he didn't have a good game. The numbers speak for themselves. And on the optically, he didn't have a good game, and then stats-wise, he didn't have a good game. Those are not debatable. And if we go to, let's go to Palmer. I heard Casey Palmer got booed yesterday in the stadium too. But never boo McGee, but didn't boo Palmer. Palmer didn't play worse than McGee. So why would you boo Palmer than boo McGee? Now, one thing I would say about Palmer is Palmer played like an amateur sometime in the game. The ball was passed to Palmer, and he wasn't glancing. He didn't look left or right, no time. He lost about 2 or 3 balls the same way. If you're playing midfield, it's a crowded space. You got to know where you are. You got to know where the defense is coming from, and you go to the other side. He wasn't doing that. McGee was leggy. He played 60 minutes. Don't forget leggy in 60 minutes. He might play full-time at ESL. Don't start making excuses for McGee, man. Just never play well. I don't think he's a bad player, by the way. So Palmer had 51 touches. He played 76 minutes. So 16 more than McGee. He won half of his ground duels, 1 successful dribble attempt, lost the ball 13 times, right? So he had 51 touches, lost it 13 times. McGee lost it, 12 times in 32 or 33, whatever the number was. So not great stats losing the ball this many times, but what's that? Just about 20% of the time? I think Maggie was about 30-some% of the time he lost the ball. Bless up Langsley. Thanks for joining. Yeah, Persa, you gotta tell me what you're talking about, Persa. That I give Blake a hard time. You gotta explain that to me. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't give Blake a hard time. Why would I give somebody who's always I am the one who I did call HT. I called Hits FM in Jamaica. When was it? Last week? I was the one on there bringing up the fact, and I hear a lot of people talking about it afterwards, saying that Blake don't get the respect and Blake is a great goal. I was the one called them and mentioned that. And I heard a lot of people have focused on it. Not saying I triggered it, but hey, I've been saying for a little while now that he's probably the most consistent Jamaica player ever. I said he was the best goalkeeper. Someone said Ricketts was good. I think it was Football Guru was talking about Ricketts, and I thought Blake is the Jamaica best goalkeeper ever. Probably Jamaica's best male player ever, but that's another story. Because goalkeeper don't get that love that they should get. And given how consistent he is, he should get more love. Let's see Campbell's stat. I didn't think you know what? I thought Campbell had a worse game than the stats suggest. Because he wasn't in the game. Why is he saying Cephas? You know what? I'm going to do Cephas first. I think what they do is, now person Campbell brought up Cephas because Cephas finished the game. So Cephas played 45 minutes like Campbell did. He had 19 touches. I think Campbell had about the same 19 or 17. He completed 86% of passes. I thought Cephas lost more ball than that, but let's see. 86%. He had 1 of 2 long ball. He had about 3 successful dribble, right? Or 2, one of them. 1 dribble attempt successful. No, he had more successful dribble attempt. This stat's not right. He had more than 1 successful dribble attempt. This stats is not right. He lost the ball 3 times. I thought Cephas lost the ball more than 3 times. I think Campbell lost it 3 times in similar touches too. Cephas, this is not right by SoFA score. Cephas had more than 1 successful dribble. I think he had like 3 out of 5 or something. I don't know why they changed it. Last night they had a 3 out of 5. I've seen 2 on the left side going down Mountain View way that he went past his defender, and he got fouled, I think, on 2 of them actually. So this stats is not right. Sometimes SoFA score mess up and then show me the wrong person. That's not right. I think Latty's stats were better than we thought, actually. So these are Latty's stats. Latty played 90 minutes. Look at that passing accuracy, people. He's at 93%. I didn't even see that in the game. Touched the ball, had 65 touches. Because the coach was very praiseworthy of Latty after the game, if you notice. Even though Latty did the post-game press conference. He had 2 of 3 long balls, won 3 of 7 duels, 3 all his aerial duels, and he only lost possession 5 times, on 65 touches. I think Latty's stats are probably exemplary, but it doesn't look like that in the game, does it? Look at his stats, people. 65 touches, he lost the ball 5 times. Now, I know Palmer and McGee are much more offensive-minded, but they had double-digit losses with less touches. He only lost it 5 times. I think Holgate lost it much more than him. But see, a lot of Holgate turnovers were based on the long passes, right? Did he have any long passes? He had 2 of 3 long balls, which means his stats would be even better if he didn't try anything long. I think that's impressive. So we'd have had 4 loss. I think that's Don't you guys think this stats are impressive? 2 interceptions, 2 clearances. Maybe he took the ball that Holgate gave away. He went back, recovered, and won that ball. Latty's stats are exemplary. They're probably the best stats for the night, apart from Blake's stats. I actually didn't realize his stats were so good. Actually. When Jamaica won Hogan, why didn't they come? No, that their careers fall off. They want to represent Jamaica. The national team is never retirement home. Hey, I'm not going to fight anybody of their own opinion. So BM, we hear you. But BM, if we don't have to take them when they come to BM, we have the prerogative of not taking them. We don't have to take them. Dre says, I would say this on most of the local players that make national team didn't make national team on merit. I'm not going to say that, actually. I think a number of them make it on merit. But there are some who are in the squad who are there for experience, as I'm told. Yeah, I think there was a lot of, didn't I was told once that Holgate, Ben Godfrey and a couple more players were spoken to by Southgate, who probably made them promises. I don't know. There was a lot of conversation around that. Yeah, no, Lati stats. Look, people, these stats, these are exemplary stats for football. I'm telling you. These stats for any footballer are exemplary. When you touch the ball 65 times, your passing accuracy is 93%, and you only lose the ball 5 times. People don't realize 5 times are not in a football game. You know? Okay, we're going to go to this. He probably lost the ball ratio-wise. So we still see 3 times by Cephas in about, 19 touches? So if you extrapolate Cephas numbers, 19, say 3, 9, 12, 57, that's be 15 times, 9 times for Cephas, about 10 times for Cephas. Twice, what is it? No, it's and he's in the middle of the park too. He's in the middle of the park too. It's not that he's playing out at right back or center back or something. He's in the middle of the park. These are exemplary stats. So Lati, some people should apologize to you because stats do talk. Even though I do think Lati need to present himself more. Even though you have 65 touches, if your center half have 97, you should have a little bit more. Because that means they're getting the ball and they want to pass to their CDM. Those are exemplary stats by Lati. The coach was very praiseworthy of Lati yesterday. So Shamar, Blake, Lowe, which local players? I don't know. Didn't Cephas make it on remember Cephas get big contract and go overseas, you know. Cephas make it on whatever his ability. Oh Lord, we got comedians in the chat. I don't know if Pinnock slow down the game too much. That's how he plays, you know. He's not gonna play no faster. He can do everything slow. Let me see Pinnock stats actually. Pinnock stats are always decent. Let me see Pinnock stats. I don't know why this doesn't want to move over. Let me get to Pinnock stats. My thing is freezing up on me, people. I'm not trying to get any Honduras players because I don't care. I don't care about Honduras players. I want Jamaica players. All right. Let me get Pinnock stats. So Pinnock played 90 minutes, had 6 clearances, which is a lot. Lowe had 8 the last game. 1 block shot, 2 tackles, 2 of 3 ground duels, 2 of 2 irregulars. Lost possession 9 times. So Pinnock lose possession more than Latina. I'm just saying Lati had a ridiculous game stats-wise. Because you play center half and not get that much pressure if you lose the ball, no. You center half lose the ball 9 times. Now, granted, he touched it 97 times. His passing accuracy was 90%. But if you lose the ball 5 times, touch it 65 times, that's phenomenal stats, people. I tell you the truth, phenomenal stats. Pinnock had a chance to, the one he played out of bounds. He should have been better with that ball. He came on his left foot too. Pinnock always pretty decent long balls, but didn't have too many long balls here. So what Eagle said, the ball green and Josh run follow the law for the first 7 time. See, B-Face, you can't compare them that's standing between his CB. No, you can't compare them. You know why you can't compare them? Because the CDM is in the middle of the park. He's going to be surrounded. He's going to have much more touches. So you can't compare them. I would agree that offensive player is going to lose the ball more, right? But you can't compare them in terms of, because if you're the CDM, you're going to be under pressure. That's who the forward is marking, and that's what they were doing yesterday. That means Lati was getting rid of the ball when he gets it because he didn't beat anybody for the whole night. He didn't have any successful dribble. So he's just laying it off when he gets it. But if your center half had 9 turnovers and he had 5, it says a lot about him. Now, let me go to the man who's divisive and who's caused a lot of consternation. Let me go to Holgate. Holgate makes so much long pass. My head spin. Man, get the ball away. Me thinks that Damien will play, and Damien will beat me now, because I really thought him up. But 90 minutes, he had 4 clearances. Pinnock had 6. He had 1 interception. Pinnock had 1. He almost gave away a goal. This error led to a shot. It should have led to a goal. That was a horrible mistake. Bless up Triple E. Horrible mistake by Holgate. Horrible. Rob Smith said, to put in perspective how poor Holgate was, he said, at time Pinnock is more aggressive now. So he had 78% passing accuracy, which is not great. You know why? Because he had 3 of 13 long ball. Take the 10 long ball and put in here, he'd be at about almost 90%. Right? Because he touched it about 83 times. So you can see between he and you know what, or 2 center halves, between the two of them, touched the ball 180 times in the game. 180 times between 2 players. That means you are being allowed to play between yourselves. 3 of 13. This cannot be acceptable, Holgate. 3 of 13 long balls. So we have cricket ball for. That means you had 10 turnovers, which were unforced. He lost possession 17 times. You know why? Because 10 of them came from this. Right? You had 10 of this. So if you take away the 10, you only lost possession 7 times. 7 times too many, by the way, because he almost gave away a goal. No, Dre, he wasn't that good. I'm sorry. I can't support that. He wasn't that good. He made too many mistakes. He made bad mistakes too, not just mistakes. He made some bad mistakes, 2 very bad defensive mistakes. And an unforced error, by the way. I'll say one. I think Lati will end up in the defense, I do think Lati will end up in the defense. I think the way things are going, he'll end up in the defense. Yeah. I think he'll end up in the defense. Definitely. Because I saw him play defense against the U.S. in Dallas, and he was very, very good there. Very, very good. Very, very, very good. So I think he will end up there at some point. The question is either right back or center back. I don't think Lowe is going anywhere, so he's got to be right back. I don't know why we don't try him at right back anyway. Since we're concerned about Dexter, let me say Dexter, I mess up his name. We're concerned about Gray, we're concerned about Dexter playing out there, Tejan. Maybe we should put Lati around there and see what happens. But I guess they're going to say, well, you put Lati out there. Maybe you put Lati at right back, Holgate at CDM, and Lowe back in right center back. Would that work? I think that may be better, actually. It was his first game, and we were being harsh. It was his first game. We were being harsh. First game, he just came in, didn't know if he was going to play. The first game, he came in, got a couple fouls called against him. And yeah, so yeah, we are struggling in the midfield. It's not midfield alone, no. Forward line now, fire either. And yet, when I say that, because Cephas came on and got by his man twice. I don't think Gray beat his man on the line once in that game. Gray has fallen off now. Gray hasn't scored what, in about 9-10 games? He came like a house on fire and not going well. Holgate has never been a good player. Depends on you define good 4-3-3. Depends on you define good. Yeah, he probably will. We need a replacement CDM though. And boy, yesterday, hey, I tell you on the stream yesterday, Pierre Ravel, I see now. After the game, Ravel have his disciples, and they're coming out more and more. I think people thought McGee would replace Ravel. Let me say this. We are being harsh if we say that, you know what, we're pleased with Ravel down in hostile territory. He didn't play well at home. And then we're saying we should get rid of McGee. We can't be like that. We can't be that fickle. People, you can't use one game to judge people. People have a whole career. They're in the team for a reason. Now, the coach have his work cut out for him. Let me say this to you, coach. I really want to beat him. Let me say this to you, coach. You have to do your homework. Sorry, coach. Coach, after this window, you're free paper, your free time, bun. Antonio starts working great, people. Antonio thing, Let me start beating her. Then Antonio thing. See, Antonio scores 6.4. See, Antonio stats. Let me show you Antonio stats. They weren't great. Played 83 minutes. Touched the ball 20 times. 77% passing accuracy. His link-up play wasn't great either. Romario was much better in Costa Rica and Nicaragua game. More difficult opponent. He was 2 of 5 ground duels, 2 of 2 long balls, 0 of 2 aerial duels. Not one shot in a game. No, him take one shot on full shot. He had the ball in the final third. Ball came in his left foot, and he just swing like a madman. And he could have do a much better job with that ball. Shots on target, 0. Shots off target, 0. The ball never reaches target. Right? He had 2 shots blocked. Because he create space to shoot. Who you saying always play good? Ricardo Baggio. No, I'm not saying he had a lot of ball, Like I said before, you only touch the ball 20 times. But I don't think he had a great game. I think Romario Williams' hold-up play against Nicaragua was much better than. You know why his hold-up play was much better? Because he played the ball and the people were coming onto him with the right pace. Antonio made a couple of passes, which like the connection wasn't there. Blair scored a while, but he remains on the prowl. Last night, Maggie should have given him a pass on the top of the box and turned back in the midfield. Yeah, I did see that play, actually, Lone Wolf. I remember that play. But those are one-off plays, right? I think Gray tend to sulk when he doesn't get the ball sometimes. And I think our long passing weren't online to switch the ball over to his wing. We just weren't good we weren't good when we passed the halfway line yesterday. That's the problem in the game, You don't realize that. And I said that last night. We weren't good when we passed the halfway line. As soon as we got over the halfway line, he broke down. Yeah, the entire team was out. We weren't good when we passed the halfway line yesterday. Oh. Yeah. I'm a Ravel disciple. I'll say that. But if he's not playing any football, then he can't come back in 19. He needs to play some football. I know he's over in UAE in the Connor League, but even if I play Connor League, I bring him in. So who else yesterday? So we had Holgate, who lost the ball 17 times. Holgate, you can't be a centre half and lose the ball 17 times in my youth. That's not a good thing. And more than half of those are those long passes. What happened to Holgate yesterday? Those long passes, and they weren't even close to their target. Buenas tardes. Hello?
Buenas tardes. ¿Dice no?
I don't understand Spanish. No, talk Spanish to me. I just know 2 words. No, I can say this. Despacio, por favor. Despacio, por favor. If you do it slowly, I'm able to pick them up. But go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, but I know you said you're a Ravel disciple, man, but Ravel wouldn't make this team better or worse, to be honest.
Why you say that?
Because Ravel, we haven't seen him play for 16 months, 18 months top. So we don't know if he's gonna come. Remember, bro, it's international football. We're playing out at the highest level. It's the highest level, international football, and who knows on the job we're gonna get today. They pick how, the squad gonna be picked or rotate, because we might face Canada or Panama. Is that right?
I think I heard today was the US actually. I'm not sure who it is.
Okay, US under the Putsch. So we're gonna face a tough team. And KRANKY, do you know that this team is not big like how some people view it? I mean, if you look on it, we are very below average to me. I'm not gonna lie.
They do what?
We are below average team.
We're a below average team. What's the comparative?
Okay. You look on the game that we play against Cuba, and I contrast the game that Trinidad played and Cuba did, and Cuba had a man sent off, and Trinidad win that game 3-1. Jamaica had a man above Cuba in that game when we drew, and we are way better than Trinidad, and Trinidad beat Cuba 3-1. So that's my comparative, sir.
Yeah, but you can never do analysis like that. You can never say because I beat A and A beat C, then no, that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
No, well, you asked me a question, right?
Okay.
And I answered to the best of my ability.
Okay, fine. But that's not how I think about it, which is it depends on where you play, right? Trinidad played them in Trinidad. We got a ton of chance against Cuba. We just couldn't score, right? We had, I think, 76% possession. They were down to 10 men. We just couldn't score. We got like 4 or 5 chances. I could see Jamal Lowe not kicking the ball on the goal when he should have. So we had 4 or 5 chances. We just didn't score.
Yes.
And but we should have beat Cuba. But look, we haven't lost a game, right? We beat Honduras twice.
That's very good. Yeah.
And Honduras is probably, of all the teams in the region, they're probably just right behind us. We beat them twice. No, sorry, we beat them once and drew with them once. We beat Nicaragua, who was undefeated when we played them. We drew with, so we haven't, you know, I know it feels like we lost the game yesterday, but we didn't lose the game.
No, I feel like it's a very pleasant result. And at the end of the day, the result put us above, you know, all of the opponents. And we came out on the top of the group. So I don't feel like it's just a bittersweet moment for us, because if the boys topped it off with the win, it would be, yes, Reggae Boyz are moving on the right track. But a result like this and the way we perform, we didn't have enough effective threat going forward. We didn't play out to the back effectively. Majority of our possession was in our half, was between Pinnock, Latz, Mason Holgate, and our wingbacks are ineffective going forward. So, you know, this sum up that we are still not where we want to be. We are 10 miles away from where we want to be at. But I know that it takes time and it's gonna gradually grow. We're gonna gradually go. But I just feel like this team is not improving drastically for me, because I have expectation, because we have we play in the most best leagues around the world. We play in the English league. We play Saudi Arabia. We have players all over the world. So, you know, the MLS, you know, the championship. So we have players that are above these opponents. So I think we should just rise to the expectation. And I'm not blaming the coach no more. Al Grimson, I blame Al Grimson because he's in dork. He's in friggin' dork. So this coach, he haven't lost a match, and very good, you know, in his 4 matches, 2 wins, 2. So it's, you know, basically he's 50-50, but, you know, it's above 50-50 for me in terms of his results. But going forward, the player needs to step up and put on a performance, because I was disappointed because we had the most capacity crowd in the stadium that I ever seen. 4 corners of the stadium was full, and people was walking out of the match at 15 minutes left. Where do you see that? And we're not losing the match.
No, because sometimes people, because, well, that's true too, but sometimes people leave. Some people leave because they want to they don't want to get stuck in traffic. And you saw yesterday, people were getting the car broken into, so who knows? But I understand what you're saying, which is
I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. People come to watch to see their money's worth. So for that,
wait, you never leave a game early. You never leave a game early. You don't go to game, man. We leave game early all the time. We go game. I'm gonna start saying, you know what? 10 minutes before game time finish, me run to the stadium. Now, if I'm traveling, it's a different story. But if I'm like here in New York to get at a Giant stadium, you don't want to be caught in that traffic.
That's when we are winning convincingly, or we are losing terribly.
Right.
The game was at 0-0, so you can't use that. I'm not buying your unicorn meat, KRANKY. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I'm not buying what you're selling. I'm not saying that people is leaving the crowd because they gotta go to their car, the traffic. No, we should have won the game. And
so, we should have won. Wait. Why should we have won the game? Why should we have won?
Because the crowd. I just told you that, Mr.
No. There's a difference between we should have won because we played better versus, you know what? No, Honduras should have won the game. We should have won the game. We didn't play well to win. You said we should have won, but why should we have won? Because the crowd is there? No. If someone says you should have won the game, that means you played better, but you didn't come up with a good result. We didn't play better. The crowd doesn't change the what's there. The crowd was there, and we didn't play well enough. We haven't played well at home, actually. Maybe something to have to do with the field. Maybe even though it's the same people, the Hondurans, maybe that's part of it. Because we played better against Honduras in Honduras, actually. But it's a different game. It's a different game because they should have won that game too.
Sorry, that's an excuse you're using. I don't feel like I'm saying that we should have won the game because the crowd came out to see the Reggae Boyz win. Right or wrong?
No, we should have a better performance. I'm not gonna say we should have won the game. We should have played better, which may have translated to a win.
Okay,
right?
sir.
Yeah, we should have played better, which hopefully will translate to a win. So, but I appreciate the call, Kaka. I appreciate the call.
All right. You have a good one, okay?
Yeah, man. Bless up. Thanks.
All right.
At least Kaka calling. So I'm not calling. So don't left Kaka alone. Don't left Kaka. Kaka him accent. I'm gonna tell you this, people. You can't speak that way, if you like when I first came here, I was in the military. There were many no Jamaicans around. I'm sure I probably sounded like that at one point. I probably did. Somebody tell me that somebody from Jamaica told me I'm speaking spooky. So I've been blamed for that too. I've been called that. So I empathize and sympathize with Kaka. Hey, Kaka, do your thing, Kaka. Keep doing your thing. Because them call me out too. Them call me out too. And say me I speak spooky. Hey, Kaka, tell me when you're trying to speak the right way, whatever that right way is, people see I try to speak spooky. So long I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember this. It was a while ago. But no, when I was in the military, it was funny. When I was in the military, I said this already. I used to have a Trinidadian friend. Some people are dark and emerald. Every time we go somewhere, they might ask him where we're from. So I would say Jamaica. Yeah, man, Bob Marley, blah, blah. And they asked him to Trinidad. They're like, what is Trinidad? And he's like, damn, what world do you people live in? So he'd always at some point tell them that he's from Jamaica. We just kill the argument. I'm tired of it. People ain't come from, they don't know where Trinidad is. Which makes no sense, actually. If you live in this world, you should at least know countries in your region. We prepare Kaka all day, move. No left Kaka, the man. You can English the same as Twally. Why on the rough, On the rough. He's not twanging, he's okay, me say this to no. You can't hear the man, I said, don't it? You can't hear him. Code switching is not easy for us. You guys are brutal, man. Brutal. So I want to go back to my thumbnail, though. Because I didn't do the thumbnail for them views. I did the thumbnail because I was perturbed listening to Maverick's program and then seeing some thumbnail about how we're beating the English-born players. We got to stop. People, we have talked about this ad nauseum. I'm not buying that. What you talk about? What you talk about? Chorus. What you talk about? Yeah, which I've been named Chorus. What you talk about? We know what you talk about on the chorus. I guess I'm very disappointed, people. And Claudia wants me to do a show on how the local people who are local in Jamaica, not local people. I like how people are local. How they treat the diaspora. It's not a good thing. Too much fight and back and forth, people. And no one the diaspora picking them complete for Jamaica and get no benefits. I don't know. Are we helping the country? No, we're not destroying. Well, that's not true. We are both helping the country and destroying the country. What do I mean? We send back enough money, but we send back enough gun too. So it's two of them. But I would say this though, that the US has realized that they're the problem because they gun them. Okay? If you know something, people, if they never go to Jamaica couldn't hold all of it, because all of it probably go back. Most people probably go back. Then have the violence and gun and you can't enjoy yourself. And because when you have violence, you fix enough things, All the people, the doctor, the lawyer, and then come back home. You have better health care, you have more resources, people come spend more money, especially people who are retired, come spend a look at retirement money them have for them pass from the earth. So the gun thing, the real enough thing. And maybe we can also bring some situation because I was talking to somebody today about this, which is, no, not today. I was talking about this the other day, which is, when last a politician got Jamaica got jail? Can anybody remind me, when last a politician got jail for take bribe, or for defalcating or taking people money? When last a politician got jail? I can't remember right now. Can't remember. And politicians up here go jail enough. See, Menendez now, New Jersey senator, probably go jail soon. How much politician up here go jail? I can't tell when last a politician got Jamaica go jail. You can't remind me, because so me know. I may not have been informed as I should be. Please tell me when a politician in Jamaica, when last a politician has gone to the big house for defalcating or taking bribe or whatever it is. Don't tell me when last one of them got jail. Best 23-man squad, Jamaica, England. What are you talking about, Lone Wolf? Lone Wolf, what are you talking about? Trinidad is double. Huh? What are you talking about? What is Trinidad Dublin chorus? I'm curious to know illicit enrichment. No. Well, that's illicit enrichment. But when last as a politician in Jamaica go jail because of illicit enrichment? Me can't want to tell me that. Enough country. Up at US, people go jail all the time. The whole of Trenton go jail all the time. Every 5 or 6 years, the whole of Trenton and New Jersey go jail. New Jersey, New York, Brooklyn politicians go jail. See them go jail. Staten Island politicians go jail. No matter if them black, white, or green. All I'm just say, KRANKY, saw how Andrew them was cutting last night. Look expensive. So yeah, so besides Bob's agreeing in the 90s. So them put a moratorium on jail of Jamaica. And put a moratorium on that. Like, I remember the light bulb thing. That was a while back, actually. That was a while back. When was that? Wasn't that during the hurricane or something? Was it a Cuba situation? That was a while back. Politicians go to jail in Jamaica. I can't tell me, because in every country, but in the US, no politicians go to jail. Almost every year, politicians go to jail. Jack, I have to look that up. You know what? I'm going to do a program on that. Let me write that one down. Me do a program on this, frankly. When last a politician in Jamaica go to jail? Me do a thing on this. May I write it down for you now? When was the last time a Jamaica member of parliament, was incarcerated? Hold up. Incarcerated for defalcating public funds. May I write that down, people? I'm sure it's put for thieving the people their money. That's better. For defalcating public funds. May I write that one down? I'll do some research on that. Rural Reed not gone on jail. Which 3 years? Rural Reed from 2019. Michael Montgomery from 2019. Garbage jail. Not gone on jail. 2019, 5 years and counting. In fact, 2019, I probably by end of this year, 6 years. Not gone on, no, 5 years. No, 6 years. 21, 22, 23, 24, 19, 20. That's almost 6 years. Not gone no jail. Oh, your man said the person who take the light bulbs, then go there and just drop him out. They don't send politicians in Jamaica to jail, no. And you can't tell me say all of them honest people. Can't tell me say all of them honest. It's a serious thing, no, people. Hey, people, when last a Jamaica politician got jail? For TV people their money. When last? Me can't tell when last time got jail. I mean, I tell you, the US, them go jail enough. They get a plea till them, you know, if them people them money, them go to jail. Them take bribe from overseas. You see, Adams now in a hot water and in whole team. Now, I say I go jail, but you never know. Even though I'm the first man in New York, we know that situation. So current is now a massive YouTube. Then get bigger, don't it? Get bigger. Go. Then get that trouble. Then get maybe more money than leave. And they make their money before them leave, and then them just set themselves up when them come out. I think that's not okay, no, people. I know we talk sports, but I know I talk politics, but that's not okay, no, people. For your public funds to be assumed by individuals you put in there with a trust, you think of integrity, and then when they do something wrong, then I go to jail. It's not the laws Conrad Smith. The laws them fine. Hey, Conrad Smith, I'm not confused. The laws them fine. Nothing wrong with the law them. The question is, Conrad, do you adhere to the laws that you make? Right? Well, he probably says when remittances from diaspora drop from 70% of Jamaica GDP, then we can kick foreign-born players out the reggae boy. Good evening. Who am I speaking to?
Mikey Ballin.
Mikey B, how are you doing? What do you like to say, Mikey?
Well, the last time a Jamaican politician and the only time a Jamaican politician ever went to prison, a MP, was the Labour minister when him robbed the farm worker the money back in the 80s, and Portia make him go to prison.
Ah.
Can't remember him name though.
Wow, I gotta look that up. Wow.
Yeah, that was the only time. Back in the 80s, him robbed the farm worker them money. Something to do with the farm work business. That's the last time and only time I know a politician going to prison in Jamaica. Somebody, a older man may remember him name, but I can't remember him name right now.
Yeah, someone says there are a lot of names here. I don't know which name they're talking about. Somebody here, Everall Warmington or Jack Smith. I don't know which one it is.
I think it's Smith. He's PMP. The guy who did
it was
PMP.
Jack Smith. He said, okay.
Yeah,
You know, somebody said Kern Spencer went to jail. Who's Kern Spencer? I don't remember.
That's the guy I think that was robbing up the Cuban light bulb money.
But someone said he didn't go to jail.
I don't know if he went to jail.
Somebody said he didn't go to jail. He them just get rid of him.
Yeah. I don't know if he went to jail, but I know he was selling the free light bulbs.
Yeah, I remember the light bulb debacle way back when. Yeah.
Anyway, I call it football, man.
Okay.
Jamaican politics out of it. Listen.
We don't mind talk politics. We can't talk politics. We live in politics. So go ahead anyway.
Listen, we have our own problems over here in the States.
Yeah, but people here go jail, as you know. Them go jail.
Yeah.
Politicians go jail. Enough too. Enough of them go jail.
Yeah, me end up in jail too. Me.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they go jail, right? They make with bad things, but then go jail.
And the police commissioner too.
Police commissioner, the mayor, you see the firefighter person.
Everybody.
Which you know in Jamaica, that's normal business, right?
Yeah.
Normal business in Jamaica. Oh no, I say that. A normal business. Somebody think that normal business in Jamaica, and here you go jail fee. But anyway, so same thing Clarence Thomas do. Clarence Thomas take bribe.
Yeah,
go jail fee. You know what I say? Clarence Thomas not take bribe. But go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, a lot of people is knocking Mason Holgate for him below par performance in the first half. I went divide the game into two halves.
Right.
First half, it was horrible. The second half, he was much better. And that, I think, is because of game rust and him don't know the team. Yeah. And I thought at one time in the first half, it was Damian Lowe playing in a lighter skin body. With the long ball, then. You understand me? Which right. Damian Lowe cut back on it. So, and then now, Lambe Kisa, because him don't have any game time at him club, him look rusty too. Yeah. So you see where game time at club mean a lot. Because these two players are not playing for the club. Presently, they're on the bench. And so I think I heard that Lemba Kisa. Don't know who it is that not even in the 23 or the squad that.
Wow, that's bad. It's not like in the Premier League. He's playing in, where is he playing? Some in Scandinavia?
Yeah, some in Scandinavia, right.
Yeah, that's not good. Right. That's not good.
Yeah, and people is knocking out, like some people knocking out the team. Look, they didn't go in that game. The team on a whole didn't go in that game to win. I could say that. Them just going to just play the game, get a draw, win the group, and go home. Yeah, and come back 5 November. But you see, for the crowd that show up in the stadium, like the previous caller said, them should have put on a little show for the crowd. Because you remember, the Cuba game had a big crowd. And I mentioned to people that this game have a bigger crowd because Meggie started in the last game. Every Jamaican love Meggie.
Right.
So they went to come out to support Meggie. Now, when it comes to Mr. Meggie, him have to stop hide from the ball.
No, people say he was showing for the ball, just wasn't getting it. That's what they were saying.
Well, I have to watch the game. I'm going to watch the game again. But as far as in the second half, I don't think he touched the ball before him come off.
Yeah, no, he wasn't in the game.
He was lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a player that's supposed to be dictating the pace, supposed to find openings. Right? So he might improve on that.
Yeah.
In the Nicaragua game, he played well. Find opening, find space. But this is a step up from Nicaragua. Then now, when you go to the Panama, the Canada, the USA, and the Mexico, if him last, this game is going to be totally gone in the game. Because that you're stepping up in levels now. You understand? I put Honduras and Jamaica around the same with Jamaica while have an edge over them.
And I think the only edge we have is that we beat them.
Right. And
because they play better than us. The last 3 times they play better than us.
The three teams, the USA, Canada, Mexico, and then the next 3 is Costa Rica, Jamaica, Panama.
Yeah.
And then you have the Honduras and Guatemala. El Salvador is down below that.
Yeah.
And everybody else. So that's how I divide up the CONCACAF. You have USA, Mexico, and Canada. Costa Rica, Jamaica, and Panama. Then you have Guatemala, Honduras. And
So what you're saying then, we should be what, 7th?
we are in the top 6.
No, you said Costa Rica, Panama.
No, I'm just saying, no, I didn't call them in any order.
No, but I'm just saying, in terms of what you're saying, the 3. Oh, so you're saying we not bunch then, you're saying?
Right, we're not bunch, yeah. So let's say have A bunch, yeah, B bunch.
Right. I would agree that A bunch is the team that hosting the World Cup. That's the A bunch.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the next 3, then the B bunch is Costa Rica, Panama, Jamaica.
Okay.
Then the C bunch is Honduras and Guatemala. And then you have the D bunch is the other teams.
I would rearrange the bunch. I think the bunch is the first 3. Yeah. I think Honduras is in the second bunch. And then the third bunch is the Guatemala, El Salvador, you're saying. I think Honduras is where we are. I just think they've been unlucky against us.
Well, in the next what, 35 minutes or so, we will see if Guatemala beat Costa Rica today, and then you can maybe reassess.
We're not going to use one game like some people do with players. That is one game. Costa Rica has been perennial top of the chart for even up there with the other 3 teams, but they're falling off a lake because they're changing over the guards actually.
Yes.
Yeah, they're changing over the guards.
Right. Now, when it comes to the 2 coaches, this coach here and the previous coach, this coach show a more attacking style football that he's trying to play.
Yeah.
And that's what the other coach was afraid to do. I don't know why. And I think that if Leon Bailey was on this team, just the name alone of Leon Bailey, even if he play bad, it's just the name. It's just like Messi can't go on the field, and don't play nothing, but because Messi's on the field. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if Leon Bailey was on the field, on the opposite side of the field, it would have made a big difference.
You think so?
Yeah, man.
So you know what Maverick said this morning?
Who said that? Who?
Maverick. You know what him said this morning? Can we go in program? Him say, Gray start to play like Bailey. It wasn't a compliment.
No. Well, you see, the problem is both of them complement each other. They play better.
No, I'm saying it wasn't a compliment he was giving him.
I know.
Right? He was saying Bailey's been bad and Gray now is getting bad. So
no, but you see, the both of them need each other to be on the field.
You think so? I don't even think I think they're chalk and cheese.
No, man, I think so.
I mean, think about it. I mean, they're not playing on the same side of the field now. Like sometimes Bailey we played at 10, or Faw's 9, or Faw's 9.5, whatever. But I don't think they link up that much for us to say they depend on each other.
No, but you see what happened. If you notice, every time Gray get the ball, them double team him, right, and sometimes triple team him, most of the times. So if him don't have a free reign, I think if Bailey and them know they can switch the ball to Bailey and Bailey is wide on the other side.
Right.
All right, they switch the ball from Bailey over to Gray and he's wide on the other side. A 1-on-1 when kill whoever is 1-on-1 with him. Any one of them, they will beat that person more than likely.
Okay.
That's what I am saying. So, and in the next window, hopefully Bailey is available. And then now we're going to see a better running of the team. The team.
Wait. Let me understand something, Carla. Me confused. Where did you again, Carla?
Mikey Ballin, man.
Mikey.
Yeah, but first of all,
Mikey is a regular name. Mikey, I thought me something enough Bobby of Mikey's, So let me just say this. Mrs. Up Mikey.
Yeah.
Bailey has never had a good game for Jamaica. Ever. 30 games.
You heard that said before.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he's on the field and the attention he grabs.
Okay.
I didn't say play good enough. Just because the attention he grabs when he's on the field.
Him get a lot of attention to me just pass the ball, give him and turn it over.
Well, as you a KC man, and I'm a Calabar man, we're not going to agree on much.
No, but my point is this, which is that I don't have people think I have something against Bailey, I don't have to against Bailey, But he not play well for Jamaica. It's like Gray. When start beat Gray, come and say Gray, you have to start do something better. You play a 10 game, 9 game, if you don't score no goal, no have no assist. Joke thing.
But him look better in the second half.
No, he doesn't look. Look, here's the thing. He doesn't look bad when he has the ball,
Yeah.
But it's the frequency of the touches.
Because you see, the midfield is not getting him the ball in the position that he wants it.
Yeah.
If you have a good midfield, the winger's not going to look good enough. If you ever come all the way back below the half line to get your ball, and look how far Cephas are driven from.
Yeah, but here's the difference between Gray and Cephas, though. Even though CFAS play like a headless chicken sometimes.
Yeah.
But you notice yesterday, CFAS take on him man about 2 or 3 times and go down the line.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
right?
man. Take on him, man.
Beat him man 2 or 3 times and create havoc. Gray wasn't doing that.
Listen, right now I think CFAS will beat what name? What the big runner for Jamaica name, sprinter name again? No, what name again?
Who you talk about for Jamaica? No. Which one? The one from Calabar or the one from?
No, the one from second in the Olympics.
Oh, you know what you're talking about? Yeah. It will come to me.
Yeah.
The one I always pull up. Yeah.
I think
Thompson.
Thompson. Yes,
yeah,
Thompson.
yeah.
CFAS make him a good run for money. CFAS fast like a rocket.
Well, no, don't compare football speed and track and field speed. No, that mistake.
No, I don't care, but I am saying in fast, in very fast.
You know what CFAS problem is? CFAS don't set up his defenders. Now, because him have raw speed, him get by them.
Yeah.
But if him set them up, him get by them maybe much easier and create more distance between him and them. Him not set them up, him just say, go, let's go for your race. Him not dip left, right and go left. Or him not, do something, left. Him just go left. Him just down. Yeah.
Well, I'm fast though.
Yeah, he's quick. He's exceptionally quick.
Right. And I just think Jamaica just need a proper stadium right now. Proper stadium. We are right. I mean, just get a proper stadium and we are right. And I don't want much more changes in the team because if you change the team too much, you may always starting from zero again.
Yeah. The CDA in world football, you know, have a lot of brilliant CDM in world football nowadays, you know.
But you see, I want a person who plays CDM all the time, not a person who makes.
Yeah, and that's why they're pursuing Isaac Hayden for God knows how long. And the bad thing is that he's not playing football now. He's not playing football.
Yeah, I know, and there's no way want to play for Jamaica because if he's not playing field club, there's no way to make England team.
No. Hayden is not in the conversation for England. That was Hayden's fantasy.
In his head. No,
that was his fantasy. It was fantasy. We're in a real world, right? He's not playing.
Right, yeah.
But I think some people don't realize. Some people just don't want to do the journey to come across. You know, they want to come across when they want to come across. They don't want to fly, come again and fly back. Fly, come again and fly back. It's draining.
Yeah, and I will tell you this: if I want Jamaica qualify for the World Cup, the day them qualify for the World Cup is the day them shut off the addition to the team.
Yeah,
when I want to wagonist. Not because with their World Cup now, you go, oh, I'm Jamaica.
If you get a 98, they had wagonist. No wagonist 98, you know.
Yeah,
no
wagonist.
Powell was a wagonist. My boy from NBC was a wagonist. What name? A pure wagonist.
No. What was a wagonist? My name.
Paul was a wagonist?
No, not Powell. The guy on NBC. He came on before.
Nah, man, a wagonist man. He say he want to play for England and he coming in the first round. He come late.
Yeah, but he could make England team.
But like how you see Eden do, I see same thing like Eden.
Yeah.
Robbie. Yeah, man, Robbie. No, Robbie do it for England, man.
I think Robbie Gale. I said Marcus Gale was a wagonist too. I think.
Marcus Gale, Powell, Robbie Earl, Sinclair, enough wagonists, enough.
No. Sinclair came in. Sinclair was there. Was the
first? We call him wagonist.
No. But that's when they invited him.
We call him wagonist. Apart from the first 3, the rest of them are wagonists to me.
No, Simpson was in the first 3 though.
No. Yeah, Simpson was in the first 3. It was Simpson, Hall, and Burton. That's the first 3. And Sinclair never did it.
No, Sinclair came in between before we got to.
Yeah.
Before we got him came before we. I'm just calling him a brick house or something like that. To call it. Before we got to the World Cup, he was there.
Yeah. But no, look, I think we realized actually, Simone is realizing when he got to the World Cup that he needed some better players, which is a fact. And then you know what? You know what the tough thing about it is though? You could be in this campaign, and I've said this before, and it's gonna happen again if we get the World Cup now. You could be this campaign for the entire campaign doing decent.
Yeah.
And then you get to almost the World Cup, somebody say, you know what, can't bring you because we need better players.
Look, let's look at the women. Chinelu Asha, she was with the campaign from way, and when the World Cup comes, she didn't go.
Yeah. It's hard on those players. And you see that with championship teams going to Premier League. Same concept. You bust your butt to get the Premier League and you get the man say, you're not good enough, we can't use it.
You have to trade, sell it on the championship.
Yep. Unfair, but it's life.
Yeah. That's how the world go. Anyway, Cranky, I'll make you go on.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the call, Mike. Yeah, man. I appreciate the call. All right, people. I'm soon close this down because my Knicks are playing now. I'm going to watch some basketball because I keep saying this. I'm going to start talking about basketball. I know I'm going to lose quite a bit of you because some of them just want to talk reggae boys. But I'm going to start talking my Knicks Maybe if not this week, next week. If I start talking about my Knicks, because my Knicks are good this year. You know, people are question the trade we make to get Towns, but we give up enough in terms of Randall and Dante DiVincenzo, but we'll give Boston a run for their money. Anyway, people, I'll take one more call before we close down. If you don't want to call in, then I'll just close it down. I appreciate. Yes, Jason Guna. We'll talk some Knicks soon. Talk enough Knicks, because so we can bring in some new fans, you know, who may not be Jamaicans, but want to talk basketball. We'll talk about Knicks, talk more EPL. Cause look like we don't watch EPL, so. And then we see other people talk EPL and get enough views, and Jamaicans don't want to talk EPL with me. They want to listen to Robbie them. Yeah, I saw DiVincenzo going at Brunson, but you know, they're no longer the same team. He probably had a hand in him being traded, but I don't think so. I think Minnesota wanted him, so. KRANKY, Knicks look like a sufferation. No, we're not gonna suffer. Hey, people, for the last 2 years we've been good enough. And then we're gonna be good for the next. Let me see when's on the contract up. But the next 4 years, we're all good. We buy play. Hey, people, up here, match up thing with them now. We buy players. We compete with Boston. That's how we do. We buy Boston. Can we keep them team together for the next 2 years? We can keep our team together for the next 4 years. Not talking enough basketball. So Christy said, Jason, Robbie played qualifiers. Marcus Gale had some problem with his contract and he had to bring the case. Okay. Yeah, but they weren't part of the contingent. When we beat the US in Washington, which was a big deal to get to the World Cup, they weren't in the squad. They didn't play. Yeah, look, how did better players help us? We competed against Croatia, right? We beat Japan. Argentina was a different kettle of fish. We're gonna get the red card against Argentina, a different game. We competed. I don't agree with you, BM Smith. We competed. If Paul never get that red card, a different story. We competed. We competed in that World Cup. We beat Japan. We can't beat Japan ever again. Probably Terrated. We beat Japan in that World Cup 3-1 when Kitapa scored 2. But no, we competed in those games. We competed. I'm not gonna say we didn't compete. We competed, but we weren't as good as those teams. We were in a tough zone, right? We're in a tough zone. Two of those teams in the zone are Argentina top team, Croatia top team, Japan a decent team. But I think we competed. We didn't go there and go roll over like some team. No, I know it was a draw. I saw Burton score the goal, Chris. I didn't say we beat them, but I'm saying in that game that we played, if I said we beat them, then I misspoke. I know we didn't beat them. I know it was 1-1. I saw that miss pass to defend them. I was right there, middle of the aisle to watch the game. Trust me, Turnpike was full going to Washington. Yeah, sorry. If I said we beat them in Washington, then I apologize. I didn't mean to beat. I know we draw 1-1. I was at the game with a bunch of people play football. But the point I'm trying to make is that those three played in that game. I don't remember any other English-born player in that game. I remember Simpson running. That's one thing about Simpson people. Man fit like 10 people. That's one thing. That he wasn't the most skillful. Workhorse, though. Workhorse. Which we need them. Make top half time for be creative. And Burton wasn't the greatest forward, but he kicked the ball not a goal. But anyway, we have come to the end of the evening, people. I watch my next player. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you when I see you. Nice of those football players to invite to the game. Which game you that one? It's in Guna. In Guna, which game you that one? Hey people, let me tell you something. When we used to go game in the East Coast, US realize, them can't come at East Coast to Jamaica as them now get no seat in the stadium. Appear black, appear green, black and gold in the stadium that day. Game towards Canada, Panama. Okay. Now I'm watching Knicks this evening, even though our preseason. We start playing it next week Tuesday. But I will probably go between games actually. Oh, okay. Well, the Federation stay. Cargill was good too, by the way. Even though he plays side-to-side football, but Cargill was a good CDM. Yeah, I'm not sure the JF. Well, the JF has changed, haven't it? JF is in a better place now. All right, people. Let me stop talking and say, have a good evening. And people, don't be distraught about how we played yesterday. Hey, people, let me tell you something. Jamaica in a very good place when it comes to football. I'll not beat the foreign bar and play them no stop it. They might make JFF money. JFF start print money, people. So we're going to quarterfinals again. All JPF here, the cash register print people. We don't stop print money. And I know if English band play them contribute to this. When Grey come in a Gold Cup, and how well they play. We go Antonio play sometime. The people them, we go Copa, more money. We go Gold Cup, more money. We go Nation League semi-final, should I go final, should I even win it? More money. We in the next round, more money. We have print money. Poor Trinidad before the game open on this days. Poor Trinidad, a struggle. They don't have money. That's why I'm struggling. They can't pay them, play them. That's what we used to go through. We are print money people. I say, not complain. Yeah, JPF say nothing. JPF smile. Jeff said, we may not win the game, but we are print money. We can buy things. We can, even though they are complaining about the chartered flight and price, which is right. They need sponsors. But we're printing money, people. Yes, more money, more money, more money, more money. Yeah, JPF said them almost out of the red. They will reduce them out of the red, meaning them assets go exceed them liabilities. They might pay down upon them debt for them have. I print money. So it's up, and if they go work up, the house full of money. Body can't get money. So don't get upset, people. We don't lose. We know. But here's another thing before I go. My last point. I'm always saying last point and talking about another point. I love the coach when I play football, people. I love that he wants to play football. We know kick and run business. We're not track and field athlete. We are footballer. The ball do the work. Right? Not for the work. Make the ball do the work, people. We don't know track athlete thing. Coach, right approach. Even though me think say last every time. Hey, people, me write a skit, I'm going to say me not do it again. Me write a skit about the coach, I'm saying me not do it. Me don't want to create no narrative when I'm supposed to do it. It's a joke thing, but some people take them thing too serious. We have a nice skit. Me I'll buy a headpiece for the skit. I'm going to change my mind. Not do the skit. Not do the skit. More money, more problems. No, but in this case, more money, more opportunities. Them can help support the junior team. They can support all the junior team. They can spend some money on a woman who will play France, by the way, and I'll play South Africa twice coming up. So no, money. When you have money, you can do a lot of things. When you don't have money, you just have exists. Yeah, a lot of those kids don't understand that they can play for Jamaica sometimes. We don't have that. It's better nowadays, but it's not. They're not sure actually. You hear Pinnock says he didn't know what the process was, right? Because we haven't done the best job of identifying players and informing, educating them. We haven't done the best job as a country. But anyway, all right, people, let me just say this. Have a wonderful evening. Have a good night. May enjoy the rest of the little Earth Strong may have left. I watch the Knicks and eat up some good food. So have a good night, people. And I will see you when I see you. Peace out. KRANKY Life is the best to be now. For the best sports talk and it's free, yo. KRANKY Life will be your guiding light by keeping you informed both day and night. KRANKY Life, tell them. KRANKY Life, heed them. KRANKY Life, want them. KRANKY Life. From the courts to the field, we'll never lose because KRANKY has the hottest news. With expert analysis, we break it down. Our in-depth coverage is best in town. KRANKY Life, tell them. KRANKY Life, heed them. KRANKY Life, want them. KRANKY Life. KRANKY Life, where the sports is spicy and where we keep the discussion lively. KRANKY Life, get to know the name because KRANKY analysis is never lame. KRANKY Life, give me my KRANKY Life. I want my KRANKY Life. Must have my KRANKY Life. Whether it's football or track and field, you know KRANKY is at the wheel. So join the journey through victory and defeat and subscribe and don't miss a beat of KRANKY Life. Tell them, KRANKY Life. Heed them, KRANKY Life. Want them, KRANKY Life. If you're from England or USA, from Kingston or Bombay, from Kenya or Canada, Lagos or Havana, visit KRANKY Life. Tune into KRANKY Life. Like up KRANKY Life. Subscribe to KRANKY Life. KRANKY Life coming to you on weekdays. KRANKY Life sometimes on Sundays. Pull up a chair and take a seat because KRANKY will always bring the heat. KRANKY Life. Me say fi tell them KRANKY Life. Me say fi heed them KRANKY Life. on them. Cranky, cranky, cranky life, cranky life. We'll be around. Cranky life is the best in town. Miss if he eat them, miss if he want them. Miss if he eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky, cranky, cranky life. Cranky, cranky, cranky life. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky, cranky, cranky life. Cranky, cranky, cranky life. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Cranky, cranky, cranky life. Cranky, cranky, cranky life. Cranky. Eat them, want them, eat them, want them. Eat, want, eat, want, eat them.